Hey everybody, I'm AdamHarry from BoLS, bringing you a quick overview of the Warhammer 40k new book, Psychic Awakening Faith and Fury. This is the second chapter in the Psychic Awakening Saga. This one is going to be focusing mostly on the conflict with Space Marines versus their heretic brothers, the Chaos Space Marines. We'll be flipping through this real quick. This is an overview. We're not going to go page by page or anything like that. We're going to show off some of the key stuff in here, kind of give you an idea of what you can expect with this book. So let's go ahead and dive in. First up, we're going to be taking a look at the table of contents. So this book is going to be about 30-ish pages of background and kind of lore about what's going on. The kind of the setting of this event, which I haven't even read yet, so I'm not entirely sure about all that. But you see that section about here, and then we get into the rules. So the Adeptus Astartes, aka Space Marines, are going to get a bunch of new stuff to allow you to upgrade characters that were HQ options into chapter command options. So you get the chapter command version of a chaplain, a chief librarian, chief apothecary, things like that. We're also going to get a look at the Black Templars. They have some new stuff in terms of updated data sheets, new rules, all that fun stuff, which is super rad. And then we also are going to move on to the Heretic Astartes, aka Chaos Space Marines. This is exciting for them. It's going to be 6 of the OG Traitor Legions are getting updated rules. I'm very curious to see how these rules shake out. Again, we're not going to go page by page or anything like that, so yeah, we're going to pick off some important ones and go through those. For all you lore junkies out there, this battle is taking place in the Talidus system. So this is a system of subspace, or I guess regular space, where with kind of a relative safety from the warp area as trade routes and travel and stuff like that. This was in the Talidus system, lay in the center of the Veritas subsector, which is a whole lot of Imperial worlds, kind of a stronghold of the Ecclesiarchy. So that means nothing to a lot of folks, but here's a map to help kind of visualize what's going on. So this section is right in here. See how close it is from Mars and Terra. This section blown out to these two sections here. This is where the battle's taking place, the Battleground of Faith. This is the Talidus Theater, and then you can see kind of the forces of the Imperium right here. Whole lot of Sisters of Battle. While they are mentioned in this book, as you are well aware, they are not getting rules in this book. They've got something else on the way, so don't worry about that. Then you also have the Talidus release group, which is consistent of a whole lot of Space Marines. We have some Salamanders, Black Templars, White Scars, and the Cadian 17th, 567th, and 991st Armored. So a couple of the Imperial reinforcements here. This has echoes of Armageddon, if I may point that out. And then we also have the Chaos forces here. Word Bearers, Brotherhood of the Knife, Cult of Loss, the Bloodhounds, and the Gore Legion of Koronos. Sorry. And then we have a bunch of other stuff going on. I'm not going to read all those, but you get the idea. This does feature a whole lot of lore. Again, there's about 30 pages of lore. We're not going to get into all that. It does have a campaign system with its own missions, so you can dive right into all these fun stuff, fun missions if you want to play through the campaign. But then it jumps into the Adeptus Astartes rules. From here, I'm going to show off one example here. We get the Masters of the Chapter. Again, we mentioned this allows you to upgrade a character, the HQ slot, into a Master of the Chapter. So kind of like how you have captains that can become chapter masters. Now you can do that with your chaplains, your librarians, your apothecaries, your tech marines, masters of forge. Tech marines become masters of forge, etc. Chapter litanies of the other OG 6 books that got for the Space Marines that got supplements. You actually get, as you can see here, chapter litanies. These are specific to the chaplains. Can choose these instead. So a couple examples here. White Scars, strike off the head. If this litany is inspiring when resolving an attack made with a melee weapon by a model in a friendly White Scars unit within 6 inches of this model, you can reroll the wound. So it's useful buffs. Again, these litanies are pretty useful. I haven't got to read all of them yet, but it's pretty cool. We got White Scars, Iron Hands, Imperial Fist, Ultramarines, Salamanders, and Raven Guard. And then, of course, Masters of Sanctity, Masters of the Forge, Chief Librarian, Chief Apothecary, Chapter Ancient, Chapter Champion. They get their own kind of... The Chapter Ancient is interesting because it gets its own banner options here. You get two new options for that as well. Yeah, they get their own relics. They can, if they are your warlord, they all get their own warlord traits. So neat little sub rules for you. Black Templars as well. We go through all them. I'm going to skip over their lore and background, but you get the idea. You get your High Marshal Helbrick. So no new models here for the Black Templar. Sorry, I'm bummed about it too. They get their own set of litanies. They actually get 6 litanies because they don't have Psychers. So they have all those. And then they get Warlord traits, Stratagems, and yeah, Crusade Relics as well. And obviously their points values there. They also get their name generator if you want to check that out. But now we get to the Heretics. For the Heretic Astartes, this section is going to look a whole lot like the chapter supplementals books. The difference is you don't really get a ton of lore or background about these chapters. You're pretty much just getting the rules. We're going to show off which chapters, or sorry, which legions, I should say, are included, and then we're going to show one of them off. So, one of the cool new things, though, that is entirely unique are the new Daemon weapons. So, there are 5 different Daemon weapons, one for each Chaos God, plus one for Undivided. So, there you go. Check those out. And we'll show off the Word Bearers. This is kind of what you're going to see repeated through the rest of these. Word Bearers are going to get a new Warlord trait. Warlord traits, excuse me. Here you go. You're going to get stratagems. You're going to get artifacts for the Word Bearers, tactical objectives, and of course the name generator. So again, very similar to the Space Marine chapter supplemental books, but without any of the background or lore. Very streamlined. Very no fluff. So Word Bearers Warlord traits, as you can see here, there's 6 of those. Each one of these Heretic Astartes Legions are going to get one of those. 1 page of Warlord traits, and then we get a page of stratagems, page of artifacts, and then, of course, your tactical objectives and Word Bearer's name generator. So there's one for each chapter, or legion. For the Night Lords, Word Bearers we saw, Night Lords, we've got Alpha Legion. Again, I'm not going through all these specifically. You'll have to do that when you get the book. Iron Warriors, boom, boom, boom. And Emperor's Children. And finally, the World Eaters. Boom. So, I haven't had a chance to really dissect these rules. That's kind of why I'm flipping through real quick. But you get the idea. If you play one of those legions, you're definitely going to want to check this out. If you have one of the chapter supplements for one of the Space Marine books, this still has stuff in there for you. And it's a brand new campaign, the next chapter in Psychic Awakening. That is Faith and Fury. I'm AdamHarry from BoLS. And that's going to be it. Click to subscribe. Check out more videos. And thanks for watching.